Hi, this is Donna. This is class Queen Anne's Lace and Thistles 04. How is everyone today? I just wanted to show you what you're going to need for this class today. You are going to need your pattern, of course, if you want to use that, or you feel free to do it paint freehand. You're going to need supplies today. You're going to need licorice, titanium white, yellow ochre, thicket, fresh foliage. I have blue ribbon, and I have violet pansy. Now, just because I'm using these colors doesn't mean that you can't veer away from those. If you want to use a different color, that's quite all right. You use what you have on hand. I do that a lot of the times. Okay, as for paintbrushes for this today, you're going to need like a 3/4 paintbrush. You're going to need a number 12, and you're going to need a small scruffy. The first thing I'm going to show you today is a couple ways of doing a background. Okay? Go ahead and put the rest of that paint out on your palette. That's what I usually like to do. I like to put them all around. Alright, what I did first, I'm going to show you how to prepare two different kinds of background in this. You can do one with a slip-slap method, which I think we did back in 01, or you can do a number 2, which is we're going to take and we're just going to load our brush with floating medium. That's that clear paint without the pigment. Then I'm just going to come over here and pick a little bit of the violet pansy up. And I'm going to make that pretty clear. I don't want a lot of color in this. I just want more floating medium, just a little bit of color. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my paper here and just going to show you how to put this on. See how it's kind of clear and transparent, and I'm just slapping that on. You can do the whole thing like this. You just go all the way around. Okay, and just work your way down and pick up more paint as you need it. Okay, now the second one is a method that I haven't showed you before. This is where I use a little spray bottle. I get these little spray bottles, I think at Walmart. They're about 50 cents. They don't cost very much. And I'm going to take, and I've got a little bit of water in there. Now I'm going to take my paint, shake your bottle up a little bit. We're going to use a spray background. It's kind of a watercolor background. So I'm just dropping some of that in there. Not a whole lot. Just a little bit. Put this back on, this little spray bottle. Give it a good shake. Okay. Now I'm just going to spray. You can use the spray for many things. Now watch. See that? I like watercolors, so I really do like the spray color, the background, and I like to spray it. Then you just dry it so it's nice and dry. Put as much on it as you want, or the less amount that you want. So you can just dry it. But I do like the watercolor background. It's easy, it's quick. You're just going to let it dry. It's easy, it's quick. You can use it for a lot of things. You can even use the paint and spray on fabrics. It works the same way. If you spray that on fabric, it's going to soak right in and stay in it. Be sure to put down a piece of newspaper, and so the water will soak into that instead. Okay. Now I have already done my background. This particular one I did the slip-slap method on. Okay. First of all, we're going to draw in, on your pattern, or if you've already drawn your pattern on. I'm not going to use a pattern today. So I'm just you want to wet your paintbrush down. Then you're going to lay it on a paper towel till you see the shine disappear on both sides. Okay, now we're going to just kind of reload our brush. We're going to go dip into the green, the fresh foliage, and the thicket. Keeping my colors on the same side, I'm just going to pull some color out. 1, 2, 3 the first time. Dip into the thicket. Dip into the fresh foliage. Push down, not as hard as you did the first time. That fills it up. You can see the paint is being pushed up. And then there's the third time. Okay, and I might just do it one more time and then just wipe off a little bit. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw on our pattern. I'm going to draw with the fresh foliage leading. I'm standing up on the chisel edge with my arm off the table. If your arm's not off the table, you can't move. So I'm taking fresh foliage starting at the bottom, and I'm pulling this one up. This is my first thistle. I am pushing down here to start with to make it thicker, and then I'm standing straight up, and I'm starting to lean my brush back just so I can get it on these little tiny pieces right here. Okay, I'm going back. I'm going to get the chisel edge again. Remember, the chisel edge is that part right there. So I'm going to get the chisel edge, And if I pick up a little bit of that purple, that's okay, because it makes it look a little bit more realistic. To pick up the greens again, blend that in one more time, pick up a little bit more, and wipe it off. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put the other ones in. I'm coming right back down here, right beside where I was at, and I'm going to put the other Queen Anne's lace in. Going back, do the same thing I did, get my chisel, pick up some green, and wipe the little bit off. Okay, now I'm going to put in one of the thistles, which is right here in the middle. Going back here, I probably have enough paint on my plate that I don't even have to dip this time. And then I'm going to put the other thistle in, which is over here. And then this will be 5 different components, or 5 different stems. And my 5th one is going to go right there. Okay? Now I have 5 different stems. We are now going to work on the leaves. The leaves are really not that hard. I'm going to show you how we did it. If this is my limb, I am going to lay my brush down. I'm going to come up and I'm going to lay my brush down. I'm going to push down. See how I push it down? And push and pull. Now start standing, 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 and make that nice little point like that. Okay? Now let me see if I can't bring it in a little closer for you. Alright. Guess I did it wrong. Here we go. Alright, I'm going to pick up some more paint. I'm going to show you how I did that. I stood here, I stood up on here, I started pulling on the vine, and now I'm going to lean down, and I'm pulling, pulling. Now start standing, 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 standing. It makes a nice point. And that's how you're going to get those leaves, okay? So we'll go ahead and put some of those leaves in. I'm going to pick up more paint. Make sure you get that chisel every time so you get nice sharp leaves. Okay, so I'm going to start down here at the bottom and work my way up, because as I work my way up, my leaves can overlap. So I'm going to put one right here. I'm going to start in here, and I'm going to push down, start standing, standing, standing until I'm on that point and lean my brush back. And that gives you that nice point. Oops, sorry, you didn't get to see that. I'll do the next one for you. Picking and going in to get in my chisel. Green, green. I want to get one more of these in here before I have to go do the next one. Okay, my next one is just going to go lay right here on top. I'm coming up on the stem. I'm pushing down, laying down, leaning, 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 stand, 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 stand on the chisel, and just turn a little bit until I get that nice point, okay? Going back, getting my chisel again to pick up a little bit more paint, wipe it off. Alright, the next one, there's 3 of those that set right there together. 1, 2, 3, push, stand, lean back. Okay, so there's 3 of those, and there's one more there. Get my chisel. I can pick up a little bit of paint at the same time. This one's just going to lean back a little bit. Lean, and then push down, push down. I'm going to lean this one back and slide it over so it kind of dips down a little bit. This one of those that you just kind of have to practice on. Okay? The next one is, we're going to come right over here, and we're going to go right in between these 2 and push. We're going to start right here like this, and we're going to push down, and now stand, stand, stand up, and lean back, and make that nice long one. Okay? Alright, then there's a couple more. You can see them on your pattern, or you have them drawn in. We'll just go ahead and get these put in here. And there's one right here. I'm keeping my fresh foliage on top all the time. And you're just going to do the same thing each time. Sometimes you can get 2 in there at a time before going back. Picking up the paint. Okay, but I like to get the chisel every time. So I'm putting that one in. And I'm going to come right back over, come a little bit lower, and push that one in. Now I've got those on that side. Okay? Alright, you go ahead and finish filling all those leaves in, and then I'll come back with the next video and we'll start the thistles.